Kyle Meredith here with the Doobie Brothers at Hullabaloo. Welcome back to Louisville, guys.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
You've got a new record. It's the first in 10 years. What took so long?
Well, I don't know. You could say writing songs. You could say being on the road. And that's all true. And then we actually started fooling with this 5 years ago, but we really started work in earnest about 3 years ago. And so once again, between the road and getting the songs where you wanted them, and it's how long it took.
How's the writing process this time around? Has it changed a bit over the years? I mean, even with the time off? Or?
As far as how it gets in the studio, you mean from the studio on? No, I think it's pretty much the same as it's always been. Before it gets to the studio, it's changed, but for the time in the studio, it's still, we go in there and guys try parts and somebody tries another part. Like we bring other guys in, like Billy Payne or something like that, do keyboard parts and stuff. And some of it, I think we used something like six different studios or something like that this time. Pat did some work in Hawaii. We used, I won't go into all of them. Yeah, a lot of studios. Anyway, nobody cares anyhow. I'm not going to tell you that.
No, we do care. We do care. You chose for the first single to be the first single. I mean, you've gone back to Nobody. What was it? Why was the decision in that? What was that for?
It was the suggestion of the producer, Ted Templeman. I think that was like one of the very first tunes we ever recorded with him, and it was, not a very, I won't say it wasn't it turned out pretty good for the times, but as far as the technology was concerned, really the frequencies were really poor, didn't have any bass, no drums. I think it probably was a little time-wise, it flopped around a little bit, and he thought it'd be fun to go in and just see what we could do with it. It turned out, way better, I think, than the original. So
it really does. It sounds fantastic. With the new album, World Gone Crazy, are you guys already playing these new songs yet, live?
Yeah, we're doing 3 songs live at this point.
And how are they standing up against the old ones? I mean, do they fit well?
Depends on where you're at, but I mean, they're doing good. We're getting good response from all of them. I mean, last night we played in another town. I forgot it already. And it was in outside Indianapolis somewhere. And they responded very well. And in various parts of the country, they respond differently than other parts of the country. I don't know why that is, but they've all been good. They've all been positive. And I mean, in the old days, it was always pretty damn scary to play a new song because, they want to hear the same old chestnuts. And if you don't play those right off the bat, they're not like that now.
People always go crazy, when you play the hits and the songs they're more familiar with. So you don't expect them that they're going to jump out of their seats when you're doing brand new material. They're a little more thoughtful and listening to it. But I think, they've been getting up and clapping and, participating. They understand, what we're saying in the songs and the vibe, and they get into the spirit of the music. So
it's been 10 years, so you guys have a pretty loyal hardcore fan base. So I mean, it sounds like people were ready for this.
Yeah, we're trying to make that get bigger.
Yeah, well, we're trying to help with that.
I'm all for it. I think it's going to work just great.
Do you think it's gonna take another 10 years for another album? Is it in the plans, or?
We got to do this one first. This one hadn't even come out yet, so we'll see how this happens. They're talking about releasing a whole slew of singles. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we'll see how that goes.
Writing songs, and I mean that's a hobby as much as anything else. So
you write a lot still, just outside of the regular touring?
Sure, that's just something you do as a songwriter and a musician. It's fun to do and see what you can come up with. And we have home studios, and that's fun to come up with an idea and lay it down and see what you got. And so it'll keep going. So we'll have enough material for another album. Whether or not we'll have time to get in and do it.
It's a good thing to go off. I do a lot of different musical styles too. I don't just stick with stuff for the band and go off and do. I've written stuff for my daughter. I've written like R&B. I've written rock. I've done metal stuff with my son. I've done all kind of crazy stuff. It's a lot of fun just to write. Like you said, it's become a hobby. I spend a lot of time in the studio because I want to, not because I have to.
Fantastic. It's great to see you guys back in the game, back on the horse. Looking forward to the whole record. The new single really is fantastic. And
thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys down there too.
You get all flip?